We're gonna get started. Okay, so today we are gonna get nice and warm and moving. If you are at home and are able to do this without your shoes on, that's great. You might find some of the movements easier, especially ones where we're stretching the calf. But if you are at work and have shoes on, that's not a problem at all. We are going to start standing. Some of this you will be able to do seated, and I'll show you some examples. But for the most part, we are going to be standing today. So that's a good thing. We burn more calories when we're standing. Okay, so I am going to start with some simple leg swings. There's going to be some hip stretches in our future. So let's start. You can use a chair or not. I want you to start swinging the leg. Now, when I say swinging, I kind of mean like let it loose, let it do its thing. It's not really an exercise. Maybe let gravity take over a little bit. Feels a little like a pendulum, right? Let's do the other side. So I'm letting this hip sort of hang here and just allowing it to be soft in the joint. Right. Okay, let's start the swing with a little bit of a knee bend now, starting to maybe open up the glute a little bit, part of the hamstring. Okay, great. Let's change the angle somewhat, or change the leg. Again, this time we're going to do a knee bend. So we're just feeling the stretch a little differently, warming up the hips. All right, now we're going to throw the upper body into it and let's get moving. So as you swing, you're going to start to reach to the opposite side. So if you are seated, you guys keep going. If you're seated, it's going to look a little bit like this. Okay. And again, the bigger the movement, the more you're going to stretch. So it's going to be within the range that you are comfortable with, that feels good. This morning, just now, okay? So if you want to limit the motion and have it be smaller, great. If you want to make it bigger because you feel like you're feeling it this morning, then it's totally up to you. Listen to your body. We're really just warming up here, okay? Bigger movements equals bigger rotation. It also equals your heart pumping a little bit more, bringing more oxygen in, but you're going to work within what feels good for you, especially because our bodies aren't quite warm yet, right? So we're not trying to force them into anything. It's not a competition. You don't get a prize, even though you'll get a big thumbs up from me when you're done. All right, great. So let's get loose up top. We're gonna do some shoulder rolls up to your ears, back. And as you do this, I'm gonna turn sideways. You can squeeze the shoulder blades together in the back, your chest pops out. And as you bring the hands down, you're really reaching toward the floor. We're gonna exaggerate this, okay? At every angle here, you squeeze the muscles. At the top, squeeze your muscles between the shoulder blade. Really reach those fingers and then roll up. Okay, so we're gonna make this motion a little bit bigger. Now we bring the elbows into it. And you can go faster or slower. Just don't want you to go like Michael Phelps fast, okay? Because we're just bringing the rotation into our shoulder joints, which get so stiff and get used so often. All right, let's make it bigger still. Arms straight. And be mindful here of going to the range of motion where you are feeling, you start to give a little bit of resistance, right? But you're not pushing past that point. But on the other side, you want to make sure you are paying attention and going as far as you can where it feels good. All right, now this is where we really bring our Michael Phelps in. We're going to backstroke Actually, I don't even know if he backstrokes, but I feel like he kind of does everything. All right, so you're gonna even bring the trunk into it and open it up. It's a nice chest, shoulder. We get the rotation in the trunk. One more. Alrighty. Okay, so I'm going to start this movement in the standing position, and I'll show you really quickly what it will also look like if you're doing this seated. So you're going to bring your legs apart, okay? And I want you to rotate one foot out, and then this foot is going to rotate slightly this way. Now, I want you to make sure that that back foot always just has your toe on the floor when you're rotating, so not your heel, because we want to make sure the knees are safe, right? And we're also going to keep our knees nice and soft. So we are going to rotate directions while both our upper body and our lower body. Did somebody holler?
Yeah, I was just wondering if you could shift your camera towards you. Can you
Or
hear me?
like down more?
Yeah, so we could see.
Oh, sorry, you can't see my feet. Well, geez.
Oh, it
Is that
helps. Yeah.
better?
From there. Yeah, yeah. Perfect.
Thanks, Paula. All right. So you can see me. Let's rotate the one foot out. We're going to rotate our hip, but that bottom foot, the heel's going to stay up. Okay. Our knees are soft. So from here, we're going to bring our arms up like this. This is a little familiar if you've done yoga. Take note, relax the shoulders down. If for you that means you're going to lower your arms just a little bit, that's fine. I'd rather do that than this kind of creep here, which tends to happen when we're tight. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're facing this direction and we are gonna bring our body across. So the opposite arm is forward. Now watch my head, I'm gonna turn away from you. My head is going to follow, okay? And why is it gonna follow? Because our bodies will always rotate further because the body follows the head. All right, so now I've switched to my side. Remember, toe on the floor, and we are going to keep going. Again, the rotation is going to look like unique to you, right? Here and down. Let me say, for those of you standing, stay standing. For those of you that are doing this seated, here's what that looks like. You're going to have the chair in your way slightly, but you can use the outside of that chair to help you deeper into the rotation. So a little different, but still works for our purposes, right? And a definitely tight on this side. All right, great. I will stay seated and then switch to standing for the next one. Let me scoot back so you can see me. All right, so we're gonna go with the twist to the side motion here. If you're sitting on the chair, you are going to need to scoot to the edge. Otherwise, you're going to get a little cramped here. All right, so we're going to take this hip, tuck it under. So you're creating a nice little stretch in the hip flexor. Deep breath in. And sweep it down. Deep breath in. And sweep it down. So here's what that's going to look like if we're standing. You're going to deep breath in. Belly tight so that you're not putting pressure on your lower back. And then we're going to sweep down, knee bent gently, and we're going to scoop it up. Deep breath. Let's do a little cactus, shall we? Open your chest, press the elbows back, and then down. Wonderful. Let's rotate. We're going to switch to the other side. My heel is up, right? Okay, let's get that. Let's not forget the hip flexor. You're going to tuck your pelvis under, squeeze your glute. So you have a nice little stretch going on in the front right here. Big deep breath in. If it feels good to lean back, to really open up the chest, go for it. And a nice and gentle scoop down. Make sure you see my feet. Scoop it down. Inhale up. And practice. Open the chest, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Wonderful. All right. Catch your breath if you need. Okay? All right. So, let's do the upper body. We are going to take one hand, cross it over the other. So, let me do it this way. Come forward into our stretch on the chair. Now, whatever arm is on the top is going to lift, and you're going to peek through. So your bottom arm is pressing down into the floor. Your top arm is helping with the rotation, and you can even rotate your hip. So you are creating a nice opening through your glute to the side body and also your shoulders. Breathe. All right, gently come back, switch the arm to the top, the other arm to the top. Rotate. Open the chest. Rotate the hip open so you're stacking your rib cage on itself. And then back. All right, let's do a little standing cat-cow. Again, I'm going to turn sideways. Tilt your hips, squeeze your glutes, and then reach forward with your hands around the mid-back. So pretend I have a little string attached to your spine, and I'm pulling it back, and that creates more of the rounding in the back. All right, take a deep breath in, come forward for cow. And come. All right, let's do a little hamstring stretch. It's a little modification. So you're going to take your one foot, bring it out at an angle. You can pop your hip back a little bit so you're creating more of a crease in the crease. And then gently just sit back. So you feel a hamstring stretch here, but it will feel different than doing a hamstring stretch here, right? Because you're now stretching the musculature that's sort of on the outside of the leg, and it's going to feel a little different and stretch your muscles differently. So we all have our sweet spots. Come on up. Let's switch. We all have our sweet spots, right? And stretching is really about discovery, where we find our sweet spots for ourselves, and we sort of have this aha moment where, like, wow, this is really where I hold a lot of tension, or wow, if I modify this stretch just a little bit, I'm really feeling it in a spot that I didn't know was tight, or it feels better than the stretch performed a different way. All right, so let's do one last thing for typing hands before we call it a day. I want you to squeeze your fists and then open your hands. Really pull those fingers apart. Wiggle. Squeeze the fists. Wiggle. All right, palm down. Palm open, fingers down. Gentle stretch. Good. Palm open, fingers down. Gentle stretch. All right. All right, everybody, that wraps us up for today. I wish you a wonderful weekend. Apologies for the bad angle. Hopefully, that didn't deter you too much. I wish you all a wonderful weekend. Have a great day.